Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to show you something I got at the thrift store, um, as is most of the things I show off. But this one's a little bit special. As you can see, I had to clear off my desk because this thing is gigantic and it takes up way too much real estate to be shown off over there in the corner. So, what is it? It's a case, obviously. It's an older case, and it's got a lot of cool features that you don't see in cases anymore, and I'll show you them in a second. But first, I've not even cracked it open or looked at it. I knew what this was when I saw it, so I bought it. So let's take a look. We'll take a spin around it. First and foremost, it's on wheels, which is kind of cool. Secondly, you'll notice that it's way out of frame. You'll notice that it has a spot for a power supply down here and a spot for a power supply up here. And you can see that you could have two power supplies. Of course, you could do one up here and put the panel down here, or vice versa, put the power supply down here and put your panel up here. And you can either leave this as is, pop out these blanks and put 80 millimeter fans in there, but that would be probably pretty loud. So we're not going to do that. So another thing you'll notice is everything back here is modular. All these panels and stuff, everything comes apart. And I'll tell you why that is in a few minutes. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the front of this thing. You'll see, look at all of these expansion bays, 11 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's insane. So we can put, 11 hard drives and 11 CD-ROMs, 11, whatever you want. You can put a ton of stuff in there. And as is tradition, if you'll notice here, I got this thing for 15 bucks. I don't even think I've said the name of this thing. This is a Cooler Master CM Stacker. I believe it's the 810 model. It's the first version. There was other versions after. I think there was an 820 and an 830. Don't quote me on that. But I believe this is the first one. This is the first iteration of it. And it's pretty cool in the fact that it's got all this expansion. It's so giant. And you got this huge porthole on the side for... I don't think you can put like a 200 millimeter fan or something like that, but I'm sure you can put something on there. So let's go ahead and let's dive into this. When I bought it at the thrift store, I noticed it was filled with stuff. So let's take a gander at what's inside there. And yeah, like I said, it comes with, well, it looks like it actually has, oh, look at this little guy. What's up, buddy? Little Lego guy coming along for the ride. What are you wearing on your shirt? Oh, he's a stowaway. He's an escapee. I think that's a prison getup, and a Doom helmet or a astronaut helmet. That guy's cool. We're gonna flick his helmet off immediately. We're gonna stick him aside. He can hang out. So this looks like it comes with all of the like the adapters and stuff for mounting hard drives. And hardly any of this stuff is used, it looks like. So, yeah, that's definitely to a hard drive. So these are probably used to interface with whatever toolless mechanism that is. We can look more into that later. It's got a power supply adapter, so you can use two power supplies. And what this really does is one power supply would power your motherboard, CPU, RAM, everything like that. And the other one you would use for, probably if you filled this up to capacity, 11 hard drives, it would power all your accessories. we got some sort of like drive sled. I don't know if that goes to this. We can replace the wheels, the casters, with feet. And it's got a boatload of, well, an empty bag, but computer screws, another empty bag. Fan screws, another empty bag. Oh, nice. It's got a thumb screw, standoffs, bunch of little black screws. And of course, all of this might not be from this computer case. Might just be whatever was in here when the person donated it. Oh, old standoffs. Those are always useful. And then it's got the rest of the blanks. So it does come with a second power supply blank. What would you call this? Delete. You got to have a power supply, so I don't know the use case for that. And then it's got power supply brackets or adapters. And then is there anything else? Any more surprises in here? Got cords. You got, what is this guy? Goes to the back. It says int SW. Oh, this way. int SW. And it goes to that little button there. It's not momentary. Oh, I bet you that's an intruder switch. So if your motherboard has an chassis intrusion detection, you can hook that up to it. I bet you that's what that is. That's cool. We got dust bunnies in here like crazy. So let me get to what I thought was the coolest feature of this case. And that is the fact that you'll notice like there's all kinds of screw holes back here. Like this is way more motherboard standoff holes than you would need for any ATX motherboard, regardless of make or model, because they're all pretty standardized. The cool thing about this case is that you can take it apart, reconfigure it, and use a BTX motherboard. I mean, BTX was a form factor that never really took off. Mostly you see it in Dells and HPs and stuff like that, but if you wanted to, because they were, BTX was supposed to be, or at least some people thought it was supposed to be, like the replacement for ATX. It was the new standard. So this case could support a BTX motherboard. You just sort of take the things out, follow instructions, flip things around, move the screws, and bam, you got a BTX case. It's kind of a shame that that never took off. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm definitely going to clean it up. I kind of like the case. I mean, there's so much room in it. And it's not overly large. Yeah, it is, huge. You can see how big it is on the desk, but it might be kind of cool to put my system into it. My Ryzen 5 3600X, 3600 Ti, full ATX size motherboard. It might be kind of a cool little sleeper station case. I don't know, the airflow through it, of course, you've got your 80 millimeter fan up here, and you can put a 120 back here, but there's really nowhere to put a front fan at. I could print something and stick some fans up there, but kind of defeats the purpose of having 11 expansion bays. I mean, back in the day, this would have been so cool. Oh, don't fall, holy cow. And then don't run it into your monitor. It's huge, it's freaking huge. Anyways, back in the day, you would have at least two of these filled up with CD-ROM drives. So you'd have your DVD burner and then a DVD ROM, and then you could copy discs and stuff like that. So here's something I don't think I've ever seen in a case before. This is the front audio hookup, microphone and headphones. All of the leads are separate, which is kind of a pain. That's weird. Rather than have a bulk connector like this, it has individual ones. Oh, being that it could be a BTX, or I bet you BTX uses a different pin out for the audio than ATX does. That's a little goofy. but you know, not a big deal. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. So the era of this case would put it at, you know, like the Core 2 Duo era. Anyways, I have that socket 775 build that I put into my Alienware case, which might be better suited for this because it runs dual SLI 2050s or 2060s. And a little bit more room in the case would be nice. But then again, like I said, it kind of would be fun to put a modern build in here. So I don't know. Definitely going to clean it up though. Maybe I'll do that right now. All right, so where was I? Oh yes, we need to clean this thing out because it's filled with spider webs and dirt and dust. So you'll notice I've taken the front I/O out of it, the front panel, mainly because it's only got USB 2.0 in it, and then your mic and your speaker setup are not standard. So I have something on order that should show up, I don't know, in about a week or so. So I don't know if it'll be ready before I finish this video, but probably give you an update later. So yeah, I'm gonna take, and it's so big, look, I hit the TV with it. So I'm gonna take this over to the bathtub. I'm gonna rinse it out, and I'm not gonna do a super deep clean. Nothing's really like caked on there. It just needs a good rinsing out. And I'm pretty sure at this point, I mean, things might change. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put my system in here. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Regardless of what I do though, in the next scene, it will be a sparkly clean case. So I'm back from giving it a quick cleaning. Basically just took all the electric bits out of it and sprayed it out with a hose, and added a cheap 120 millimeter fan to the back. That's about it. That's where we stand right now. Ooh, there is something I know what I'm gonna do. Watch this. Notice this guy on here. Ooh, there we go. It's a nice little case badge, and it's been covered up with this for I don't know how long. I don't know when this case come out, so it's been on there probably more than 10 years. So really that's going to kind of wrap this one up here. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with this case. I just saw it. It was really cool. It was cheap enough just to throw 15 bucks at it and buy it on a whim. Like I said, I'm thinking about putting my system in here, you know, and a somewhat, you know, modern, my Ryzen 5 3600X is a few generations old now, so it's not exactly totally modern, but way more modern than what this case was ever designed to have. It would be kind of cool to get a bunch of goofy stuff to put it on the front there. I do have a couple of ideas for things that I could put in there. There are, you know, all kinds of like cool like fan controllers and stuff like that and goofy stuff. You can get off eBay, you know, from China, stuff that goes into the 5 1/4 inch bays. And maybe I could buy it that way, but I don't know. Maybe if you got some ideas, maybe drop them in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, and maybe I can kind of make that a reality. And we'll have some fun with this case. I always like to find interesting cases at the resale shops. You always see, you know, old, you know, Dells and Compacts and stuff like that. And you can't really do anything with those, but something like this, definitely worth at least, you know, buying and holding on to until you know, you got a project lined up for it. So like I said, got an idea, drop it in the comments. Maybe I can do that. And I hope you enjoyed watching this. I had a bit of fun messing around with it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.